Boom, welcome to Solo Kapoor's podcast, IPL special. And you know it is IPL, you know it is cricket. And I also make sure I get my guests to wear their get-ups of their favorite teams. And this podcast is an RCB special. And as you all know, I'm a massive RCB fan, and I do one RCB episode per year before every IPL where we talk all things RCB, our favorite team, the team that we love, we hate, we scream, we share the joy, we share the pain. And I also invite a big RCB fan on my podcast who would share the same emotions. And for that, today with me is a very, very special guest, Vishesh Khanna. Thank you very much for your time, sir. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nazim, for inviting me. And it's a great honor to talk about RCB. And I must correct you, we don't hate RCB. We love RCB. No matter how bad they are doing, how good they are doing, RCB is love.
Yeah, love to hate is what the phrase I use, because you know sometimes it's the frustrations also a part of the emotion of supporting RCB as well.
Yeah.
Now, before we get started with RCB, I'd like to talk a little bit about you, sir. You are what I call the India's answer to Dude Perfect, aren't you? So what you basically do, you are a professional cricketer, obviously. Obviously, you work as a professional corporate. You have a corporate job, if I'm not wrong, correct?
That's right. That's right.
But that's not what we are interested in. We are interested in your Instagram profile where you upload all sorts of trick shots. I mean, you're blowing candles by your cover drive, you're hitting a matchbox in the top of off stump, you're sending your ping pong ball through every single hole that you can find, you're rolling a cellophane table, sending through it. And the very recent one I really was really blown away by your trick shot was this one where you hit a Jenga block with your TT. You hit a Jenga block
Yeah.
with your TT ball, and that Jenga block blows away your candle. Whoa. Who designs this trick shot, sir? Like, who comes up with these things?
Yeah, these ideas come to me naturally. I should say, Najib. It's like it's the constant pursuit of what should I do next,
Hmm.
how I can add a wow factor. So I've tried all sort of shots. I was just thinking, let's do something with Jenga. And in fact, before making that shot, I was not even clear that whether it will go through or not, because
Hmm.
I it took what 50-60 shots to get the perfect shot. I kept hitting the Jenga block, it kept coming out, but sometimes it was not hitting the candle flame, sometimes it was hitting the candle and candle was dropping. So I was not able to get the perfect shot, so I wasn't even sure that whether I'll get a perfect shot or not.
Hmm.
But glad it has come out nice, and then you liked it as well. So thank you so much,
Oh,
Nazim.
like many other people. So here's the thing, sir. How did it all start, though? Like, you must be playing cricket like everybody else from childhood, if I'm not wrong, school, college, whatnot. But
That's right.
how
So
did the idea
I
to where did this inspiration come from?
see, I've been playing cricket actively since I was 8 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, you know, every weekend I had matches. So since 2005, I'm in Bangalore.
Mm-hmm.
I've been actively playing corporate cricket, league matches, and all that. Um, but when the COVID hit us in
Mm.
March, I wasn't even sure what to do because everything was closed.
Sure.
And somebody told me about there is a short video app, so they forwarded me some videos of cricket and all that. So I thought, why not, let me try this. I can also do that, and in fact I can add to the community where I can tell them how they can practice at home, how they can play cricket when they are alone.
Yeah.
There is no need to be disheartened. So
Mm.
that's how it all started. So I created to begin with, I created some lip sync videos,
Okay.
which I felt everybody was doing it.
Yep.
And I thought, okay, why not, let's do something which is very close to my heart. And that's how this cricket video started, and it got very good response. And I really got blown out by after thinking what to do next, how to
Mm.
add more fun to it, how to add a wow factor to it. Everybody was hitting their shots when they were hitting the ball out of the park. So I thought, okay, that's fine, but let's do something related to what Dude Perfect does.
Yeah.
So that's how it all started.
Please tell me about your day job, sir. I mean, without telling your company's name, you work as a vice president or a director, if I'm not wrong. We were talking about it.
No, I work as assistant vice president. I'm analytics delivery leader for one of the MNCs.
Right.
I've been with that company since 2005, very close to my heart. They have
Sure.
given a great platform to budding artists like us. Like I can be in touch with my sports while I'm working. So
Mm,
all 5 days we work, and then Saturdays, Sundays we have games. So
mm,
that's how I kept myself in touch with the game.
sure.
And so I'm based out of Bangalore.
Yeah. You seem like, I don't want to reveal your age, but you seem like to work in a pretty senior position. And when you do things like these, right, at your home, when your relatives or your, you have a missus, I believe, and your cousins, you'll be
Yeah.
like, yeah, what are these childish things? And to tell you in Hindi, "ये बच्चों वाले काम क्या कर रहा है?" These are the things that high school students do, right? So tell me about your reaction at your home, especially from the
Yeah.
elders, from your missus, etc.
See, my wife and my kids, they're very supportive. I mean, if
Mm,
if you go through my profile, you will see a lot of videos with them as well, right?
sure.
So they support every time. They help me to shoot these videos. They help me with coming up with ideas or adding the wow factor, the setting that you see in the screen, right? So
Mm,
what should be the background, what should be the setting, it's all done by my wife most of the times. And they're very supportive. Yes, at
sure.
times, there are friends, there are people, they always feel, what are these things, these are
Mm, mm,
just
mm.
stupid, funny little videos, and then you being at a senior position should not be doing it. But again, that's how everyone's life is, right? There are
Yeah.
people who will take it in a different way. There are people
Mm,
who will support you, there are people who will encourage you. And my company, there was a recent event in my company where they asked us, all the people, to submit their videos
mm,
and submit a lot of things which they feel that they have talent in. It's called the Company Got Talent
mm.
show. And I created 1 minute video for them, which is a compilation of all my trick shots.
Sure.
And to my surprise, it was very well received. And in fact, the lot of people at the senior position, they loved it. And I got the first award
Mm.
in the company, so I'm very thankful. So company supports, people support, and there will always be few of them who will never like it.
Yeah, forget about it. Last couple of questions about your trick shot, sir. What was the toughest shot you had pulled off? Tell us about the process though before we get into it. Like how many attempts on an average, if you can count, 50, 60, what are we talking about? You're like, I saw a post where you said your missus was annoyed by the ping pong ball sounds all day, every day. So how many attempts are we talking about here?
Yeah, so see, again, it purely depends on the complexity of the shot. There are
Mm,
some shots which have taken 400 to 500 attempts as well, and there are shots which has taken just 10 to 15 attempts as well. So on an average, you can say roughly around 40, 50 shots to get one perfect shot. But at times, I keep challenging myself, even though I get a good shot, a successful shot, but again, I'm not happy with either the camera angle, or maybe I'm not happy with the way the ball has hit the flame, or it's just going just above the flame. So I keep reshooting it. So on an average 40 to 50 shots, you can say. And the video that you're talking about of my wife, she was just we just scripted it in such a way that the real frustration comes out in one of the shot. And I will also try to trick her with this. So it was very well received video. I hope you enjoyed it
Loved
also.
it. What was the toughest shot that have you ever given up on any shot, or tell us about a shot that was so tough that you were like, I'm done with this, bro, or it went on till next day or whatever?
Yeah, so there were few shots which went on till 3 days. I will not say 3 days in a stretch. Is like I generally block 1 hour every day to create a shot. So if I have tried for 1 hour to 2 hours in a day, and then if I'm not able to be successful in that attempt, so then I try then very next day. So there was a shot like this where on the table I was just rolling somebody, my daughter rolls the tape,
Yes,
and there was a coin, and through that coin tape roll, I had to hit the coin.
I've seen
So
that.
that shot went for 3 days, roughly around 3 to 4 hours, and took around 400 attempts. That was one of the toughest, because I was able to get the ball from the roll, but at times it somehow was missing the camera roll, and then I got one perfect shot, and then my mobile memory was just full, and it did not get recorded. So we were very frustrated in that shot. That was one of the toughest, I would say, in the ping pong category. Then in the candle shot, uh, the candle cover drive, candle blowout shot you would have seen. So that's a very good shot. I was able to get it quite right in the 51st attempt. But then I thought of the next version of it, which is the three candles, and I had to hit those three candles in one shot. And I was so close with that shot. I had hit the candle flames 5-6 times. It was either, at times it was just one candle which was going, was put off, or it was not resulting into anything. Then my building association guys, they felt that there is a lot of noise which is coming from the clubhouse, so they banned me from playing cricket there. So that's one shot which I want to create, and I haven't created as of now. So I hope that someday I will find a space, a studio or something where I can put this to perfection.
I don't know. You get your fans to work and get them to help, sir. Not a problem at all. Proudest shot that you'll revisit again and again. Probably that would be the cellophane tape. Like for me, the thing is, the more elements you add that are out of your control, right? I think the tougher it becomes, right? If you're trying to hit one bottle, it's just one bottle. But if you're trying to hit one bottle and you want that cap to fall in a cup, and that cup you want to roll in some way, then you add elements. It gets tougher, isn't it?
Absolutely. No, I mean, any shot. See, if it is a stationary object, let me put it this way: if it is stationary, right, and it's not moving, it's easy to hit, because every time with what speed you have to hit, with what curve, with what spin you have to hit, so it becomes easy. But when things are moving, right, so you are dependent on someone else, and that someone else is going to make that thing roll at a different speed, right? So in this case, it's my daughter mainly. She's just 7 years old, and she is like, quite young to understand that at what speed that she needs to send it. uh, uh, and it happens like that. The table coin shot that I was talking about, so at times she was pushing the roll very fast, at time it was slow. So that's how it was. So I think anywhere it's a moving object, it becomes a tougher shot.
Well, sir, here's the thing. One thing I'd like to suggest is make your celebration as hyped up as Dude Perfect does. They literally go for it. And
Yeah.
the other one is, I don't know, what are your plans to take this to next level? So, are you gonna hit shots from on the back of a car or something, or a helicopter or something like that? I mean, I'm just kidding, but
I
you must be planning to take it to the next level, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I always aspire to do, Najib. And
Mm.
see, the thing is, Dude Perfect is a well-known challenge. They are legends. They are doing this for I don't know how many years. Like, they have
Yeah,
achieved a serious milestone in their career. So I mean,
they're a
all
brand.
respect for them. It's I don't know whether I'll be able to get there or not. That's an aspiration. It all,
Mm.
see, we need to create a winning team. We need to create all like-minded
Mm.
people have to come together if I have to take it to that level, and we have to do something similar. Right now,
Yeah,
individuals performing these shots at home, it's never going to reach the level of Dude Perfect or the Pongfinity,
yeah,
right? So they are
sure.
doing it really well. And my idea is, yes, I would like to go outdoors with these shots at some point in
Mm.
time. It's just that finding that right element, because the minute that you take any of this outdoors, you need a unit, you need a team,
Sure.
you need cameramen, you need a lot of folks who can support you. So
Yeah.
finding that stuff is something at this point in time is kept at back. So that's where
Mm.
I'm just thinking how to materialize all this.
Well, sir, thank you for that conversation. And we will swiftly move on to the topic of this podcast, which is the beloved team RCB. So tell me, you don't sound like a guy from Bangalore. I obviously think you have settled here for a long time. So how did you fell in love with RCB again? Like, how did you
RC,
fell in love with
RCB
RCB? What made you fall in
RCB
love
is
with RCB?
love. See, RCB
Yeah.
is love because of the fact that their winning spirit,
Mm.
their captain who's so aggressive, who also hails from Delhi, right? So just like me. And then most importantly, his name is Virat Kohli, and he calls
Mm.
himself VK. VK. A lot of
Mm.
my friends, they call me VK because I am Vishesh Khanna.
Right.
So our initials are same. We both are from Delhi. We both are in love with cricket, and moreover, the city. I love this city, right?
Mm.
I can't tell you
Same.
how much I am in love with Bangalore. The weather, the people, the conversations that we have with individuals. It's just,
Cosmopolitan
I
feel.
mean, the vibe of
Yeah.
Bangalore is totally different. It's
Sure.
very well educated
Mm.
crowd and a city with, you talk about weather, you talk about anything, you talk about nightlife, you talk about
Mm.
the
Brewery.
peace, brewery, everything. It's just fun. So
Yeah.
that's why I love Bangalore, and being in Bangalore, and being in love
Since
with Virat Kohli.
since first IPL, RCB fan.
Absolutely,
Sure.
absolutely. See, when it started like, we were not sure what IPL is all about,
Mm.
right? So at
Mm.
that time, we were all, if you go back 10, 11 years, right?
Yeah.
Imagine yourself, we were all cheering for India, right?
Yeah.
Sachin was there and Dhoni, and then Virat Kohli was not into the picture at that time,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The first edition, he was just emerging at that time.
Yeah.
So we were all talking about cricket. So we were all
Mm.
cricket fans, right? And then Rahul Dravid, I know that he played in the first edition as well. And then
Yeah.
Vijay Mallya, when he picked the team, people called it,
Test team.
it's a test team, right? It's not a T20 team. He's making a test side, and it
Mm.
was very, everyone criticized it. But somehow, that's when I felt, no, I am a great fan of Dravid as well, cricket, and I watched few games in Chinnaswamy, and I was like, this team should win, and
Mm.
we couldn't do well that year, and that's how it all started. And
Mm.
being in love with the city, with the culture, we always wanted the city to prevail. And at that time, I was supporting two teams,
Sure.
RCB being the first one, and the second one because I am from Delhi.
Mm. Delhi
This is
Daredevils.
like, you always have a fallback plan.
Sure.
Like, it's very difficult for few of them to come back and say that I just have one team which is favorite, because you have so
Mm.
many favorites, right?
Yeah.
You like Dhoni, you like Gale, you like everyone, right? ABD. So that's where I think over years what I found, that RCB, I have all my favorites in one team, right? If you look at ABD, he was playing, Gale was playing, then you have Kohli.
Yeah.
So everyone was in one team, and that's what I felt that we should be successful with this team. So that's how it all started.
Earliest RCB memories, best memories, worst memories. Let me begin you by telling the best memory is just Chris Gale coming into RCB, because I've always been a Chris Gale fan ever since 2005, 2006 when he smashed Brett Lee in the Champions Trophy, and his 2007 World Cup, T20 World Cup first 100, first match against South Africa. I've always been a Chris Gale fan, and I was really delighted when he came to RCB. That was when like kind of the brand of RCB started to emerge, right? Chris Gale bought that, and then Virat Kohli became the Virat Kohli that he is into 2014, 2015. My best memory is like ABD smashing Dale Steyn over the back of his head on fine leg, and that was a shot that I've never imagined would be possible when I was a kid. But then when I saw that for the first time, I was just blown away. And so many Chris Gale, that 166, and then ABD Kohli partnerships in 2016 where they both had 100. So these are my best. Worst memories being the catch of the no ball versus CSK, and 2016 final, worst memory. 2017 IPL, very bad. And every time they lose defending in death overs, it's bad memory. For like the Andre Russell match against RCB, the Dhoni CSK match against RCB where they won like 60 runs of 3 overs. Those are the worst memories for me. So what are yours?
Yeah, I mean, my worst memory is when we actually lost in 2016 finals.
Sure.
And again, that year has been a great year. I
Mm,
was in the hotel, just sending these guys to the ground, waving the flag there,
mm,
asking these guys to win the cup for us. And I remember, and I was not alone. The entire hotel was full of RCB fans, and
mm.
then they were all cheering up for them, and that vibe was so good. I can't even forget it. I mean, you call it, the same day was the best day for me, and the same day was worse because we lost the finals. And that's something, I will never forget it. Yes, there were many other such supporting moments when
Mm.
we had final super over with Hyderabad, and then
Mm.
we lost in that super over. So that was heartbreaking. Similarly, there were many such games, like every time Kohli scores a ton or a gale storm comes in. So that's what actually is so exciting. ABD hitting the ball out of the park. These are
Yeah.
some of the great moments. But I think 2016 was the year when I felt that we had our hand on the cup, and then
Yep.
somehow we couldn't,
That that match we
lift
were
it.
on track to chase it, but we couldn't. Why does it never win though? So what do you think is like the basic problem with RCB's team, and why it has never pulled off an IPL victory? And it's not that they were a bad team. I mean, it has been inside finals for like three times, right? Once in 2000, the second edition of the IPL, they were in final, and once in 2014, I believe they were in final, and Ashwin got Chris Gayle in the first over of that final. I was like so mad. And then 2016, obviously. So why do you think they are not able to make it like that one last step?
I see, again, I haven't analyzed the game in so much of depth
Mm.
that I couldn't, because it's always a matter of heart over head, and no
Yeah.
matter how bad they do, it's like you don't want to accept
Mm.
that they have made a mistake, right? Being a
Sure.
fan.
Sure.
What happens is, what I feel, again, I may be wrong, it is just my personal opinion. I think we are too much dependent on the top three or top four.
Sure.
And that's where I think it becomes really difficult. And when these guys do not click,
Mm.
right? So the middle order and the lower order, they do not contribute in comparison to the other teams where they win. So if you look
Mm.
at Mumbai Indians, if you look at Chennai Super Kings, these are the teams where they're all number seven, eight, number till seven down, eight down. They have match winners,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
anybody can click it for you, right? Even though you
Mm.
get early breakthroughs, you get their top four out of the equation, and then you have Dhoni, Jadeja, and or your
Pollard.
Sam Billings, or sorry, it's not Sam Billings, Sam Curran.
Mm.
He comes in and he smashes the ball. Similarly, your Pollard is there, Hardik Pandya, Kunal Pandya.
Yeah.
Everyone can hit the ball out of the park.
Yeah.
So they are not just dependent on Rohit Sharma to win the game,
Sure.
right? So that's I think is the key difference, if
Mm.
you ask me. And I can be wrong. I'm not
No,
a
no.
great cricket
Ab-
analyst.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the thing, right? So it's just always if Virat Kohli and ABD go under like 10-20, there is a statistic of the RCB loses like 70-80% of the matches, which is not how a good team
Absolutely.
is supposed to be.
Yeah, and moreover, what I think, Najib, is if you look at the bowling has not been clicking the way it is clicking for other teams,
Yep.
right? So we are too much dependent on Chahal
Mm.
to get wickets for us. And every time, then if you see, I mean, if you have seen the matches
Yeah. Yeah.
closely, you would see that every time Kohli needs a wicket, his go-to man is Chahal.
Chal. Yeah.
He'll just throw the ball at him and he'll say, get me a wicket, and he often gets it for him.
Yeah.
However, if we have, let's say, two, three bowlers like this who are in
Mm.
their prime form and they are taking wickets,
Mm.
that's what I feel is will make the difference. And this could be the year, because you have Sani, you have
Yeah.
Siraj, you have Chahal. All three of them are playing India,
Yeah.
right? And they have their own share of successes. And if you see the grounds that in which we are going to play this year,
Mm. Big
that is
round.
going to make the difference, because these are all big grounds.
I always say that RCB's biggest enemy is Chinnaswamy to the RCB
Yeah.
bowlers.
Yes, correct. So they ball with pace, and then even the miss hits go for the sixes. And these days, the willow they use and the white ball
Yeah.
travels a lot.
Yeah. Kohli's captaincy, things you like, things you hate. What can you tell about that?
And I don't hate it.
Okay.
I love it. I
Okay.
love it. I know there is a whole clan of folks. They feel that Kohli is too aggressive.
Mm.
He is not a successful captain. But I feel otherwise. I don't see anything wrong.
Mm.
If someone is uh, taking the aggression to help him out or to get the best out of the team, then why
Mm-hmm.
not? So what's wrong in it? I don't understand it. And generally, if you see, that's a trend. The people who hail from north, they are generally very aggressive, and that's what Kohli does.
Sure.
He keeps on challenging everyone. He's aggressive, and he scores. It's not that he's not scoring. He's
Yeah.
scoring runs. He's winning the games. 2016 was one, and as I said, that winning and losing is a combination of team. It's just not captain, right?
Yep.
It's like the entire team has to click.
Yep.
It's not. See, if you win, you can't say that it is Rohit Sharma who's winning the matches for you. You can't say
Mm.
it's Dhoni who's winning the matches for you. It's team effort.
Sure.
Similarly, if Kohli is winning the games, it's not just Kohli. It's like the entire team. You need
Mm.
11 people to win the game.
What do you think went right? What do you think went wrong last year? Last year around, if you have seen the World Cup in the UAE. For me, I think bowling was a lot better than it was in the previous years. Certainly in a long time, I could not remember a better bowling lineup of RCB than that. What else? What else do you think went right? What else do you think went wrong?
See the opening stability. That's one thing which worked very well. So
Mm.
you had Padikkal coming in and scoring runs in almost every game. Almost
Yeah.
every second game he scored some big. He made a big contribution. So that was
Sure.
something which worked well.
Mm.
And then, as you rightly said, the bowling was something which was really well.
Yeah.
Last year, it has been one of the best years for us.
Mm.
I think finding the right combination is the key, and finding that right combination pretty early is the key, and
Yeah.
that's where I think is the difference between some of the sides who have lifted the cup. So they were able to make the changes pretty quick, and they were able to identify that right combination. So if we can get that going, that is something that will help us. As I said, that we are too dependent on only our top order.
Mm.
That's something that we really need to find what's the right combination for us there. And Kohli going to open this year is going to add a lot of dimension to it.
Oh
I
yes.
think that will work.
Yeah, that is my complaint with Kohli's captaincy, the selections, with be it with India, be it with RCB, but that's a conversation for another time. So let's just take a look at the auction. So if you have seen the auction, what were your thoughts? So what did we do right? What did we do wrong? What were we looking for, and did we get it?
Yeah. So I mean, I would say we have spent a lot of money on those key players, right?
Mm.
So if you look at Jamison, so we have spent a lot of money on Dale Steyn as well,
Yeah.
right? Glenn Maxwell as well.
Mm.
See again, there is a history. People say Maxwell has been not a great success in IPL, even
Mm.
and all that.
Sure.
But he has a reputation of winning the games for you. Even
Yeah.
if he is able to win, let's say 2-3 games for you in out of total 14-15 games,
Mm.
then I think it's a good buy. But
Yeah.
that's only time will tell. But I think the only thing that I would say, finding that right combination is the key. Now we have a great foreign player. You'll say
Yeah.
4 to 5 good foreign players we
Options.
have, but
Options. Yeah.
uh, whom we will give chance in 11 is the key, right?
Mm.
What will be our bowling combination, whether we'll be able to add a sixth bowler or not, or whether Maxwell will play a role of all-rounder, or he'll be just a batsman at number 4.
Sir.
So there are a lot of
14
things that
crores.
we have
He
to
will
think
do more than
about,
an
how we
all-rounder.
can get. He needs
Yeah.
to, because it's about his reputation as well, right?
Sure. Sure.
It's about his reputation as well. And then you have Jamison, then you have Finn Allen.
Mm.
There are a lot of players, right? So then we have to find the right combination, as I said, that because not all 5 or 6 of them will play.
Sure.
They are great names on paper, but how you will put them into the team composition and who will do what and what's expected from them is the thing that needs to be set right.
So,
What are your thoughts,
yeah,
Najib?
my
What do you
thoughts
think
was
the right
that,
buy?
yeah, the thing is, what were they looking for basically, RCB, right? What were they looking for? They were looking for an extra fast bowler, and more than that, they were looking for a finisher. So, last year when they bought Finch, I had a lot of
Mm.
complaints because why do you need a top order, man? You need a finisher. There is no finisher out there. You only have one Moeen Ali. Get him a backup. I really thought they would go for a finisher, but they got Finch for I don't know what. And this time, I had no complaints with Glenn Maxwell because he will be the reason why Kohli and ABD will play freely at the top. Right, he can play the finisher role. So
Absolutely.
if you can imagine Kohli at the opening, ABD can happily come at number 3, and he can play with full freedom. So your two best batsmen will face the maximum number of balls just because you have the backup of Glenn Maxwell at the back end of the innings, right? So that I think was a good buy. And another thing was we needed foreign fast bowling alternate options. We badly needed for that. So if you can see the auction, they RCB went full hard for Jai Richardson versus Punjab, and I really thought they should have picked him because he's again a very quick, rapid bowler. Had a great big bash. I was not happy when they went after him, but obviously he ran out of budget, and Punjab bought him for like 160 crores, sorry, 16 crores or something. I'm just kidding. He bought it from 16 crores something. So they had no other option but to go for this guy because he was the only option. And yeah, it is a hard pill to swallow to understand that they've spent 15 crores for him, but he was their last option, so they couldn't do anything. They dig their own hole and they got into it. So
Yeah,
but
and I think, see, again, it's a combination of two franchisee fighting for one player. They both
yeah,
wanted it eagerly, right? Because that's the only option left,
yeah.
and which is the result you see on your screen.
Sure. I think we have our bases covered, to be honest, and it's just that one thing I see is they could have got another internet. They got another international wicketkeeper, which is nice because I don't know if AB de Villiers can keep wickets and add strain to his body for the entire 14 matches of IPL. Last time around he did it. I don't know how, it was a miracle, but that is one concern that I have. So, what can we make a playing 11 out of this, sir? So, let's just call this Vishesh Bhai's 11. Vishesh Bhai's 11. So, what would be your 11 out of this particular players?
Okay, so first one is very clear: Virat Kohli
Kohli
and
will start up
Padikkal.
with Padikkal, I guess.
Kohli with start with Padikkal, yeah,
Yeah.
and ABD at number one.
ABD at number one. Number
That
three.
makes
Yeah,
us our first foreign player.
sure.
And then I'll go down and I'll select Chahal as one of the option. Chahal,
Okay.
Sani, and Siraj.
Chahal, Saini,
Sani and
Siraj.
Siraj.
Right.
This is all India
Yeah.
bowlers. Then I would add one foreign.
Would ABD keep wickets in your team?
Uh, yes, I would say that he should. But again,
Hmm.
as I said, in this particular thing, I will keep ABD as wicket keeper option.
Right.
However, again, it depends on it may not be the same 11 for all the matches. We have to see how they are performing, and
Sure.
it will keep changing. But again,
This is
this
a
will be
starting
my
11.
first match starting 11.
Sure.
So ABD will keep wickets. Then we will have Dane Christian as one of the Maxwell. Yes, you're right,
Maxwell, sir.
Maxwell.
Maxwell, for we have paid 80 to 1 day, like
No,
Ambani,
Maxwell has to be there. I was
Ambani
just
amount,
coming from a
Ambani amount of money to Maxwell. So
yeah, no,
he
I
should
was
follow
I was
ABD.
coming from the down, so I was just
Sure.
trying to fix the bowling first.
All right.
So
So
we'll have Dane
who
Christian.
would be your foreign bowler though? So Dan Christian.
So Dane Christian will be my all-rounder, and he has done really well in the BBL. So I
Yeah.
would love to see him doing a great bit here.
Probably a
Then,
little higher than you think.
yes,
you probably follow
again
Maxwell.
depends on
Match situation, obviously. Yeah.
right. So then I think on number 8 we will have Jamison.
Over Kane, no Kane Richardson. You'll avoid Kane Richardson.
Yeah, so either of these two, I would
Yeah.
say I'll go with Jamison first, and then see how he does, and thereafter, we have invested huge in him. So
Sure.
let's see
And
what
also
he does.
he kind
So
of
that
can bat, kind of.
yes, right.
Yeah.
So I mean, everybody can hit the ball out of the park
Sure.
nowadays, other than
Right.
Chahal in this team.
Right. So we'll obviously have Washington
so
Sundar as
that
well.
makes us our 4. Yeah. So Washington Sundar will be our all-rounder.
Yeah.
And then we have already 4 foreign players, right?
Yes.
In this, we have
Yes.
ABD, Maxi, Christian, and Jamison, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so then we need one more.
Hmm.
So we need one more here, and
Indian.
that could be our now what do you say?
I would say
Azharuddin. Mohammad
Sure.
Azharuddin. I was saying the same thing.
Sure.
He has hit already 137 in 54 balls. So I would love to give him a chance in this team.
Starting out, and he can keep wickets as well.
Yes. So
Take
I
the
mean that's another option of wicket keeper, and then that gives the flexibility of ABD taking some fine catches in the deep.
Exactly.
ABD, Kohli, they are very good fielders. So if Azharuddin is playing, then I would ask him to keep the wickets and ABD to field. If
Yeah.
Azharuddin is not in the team, and if we go with, let's say, you have another bowling option, Harshal Patel, or you go with Shrikar Bharat or Pawan Deshpande. So these guys can fill that spot. But my preference would be to have Azharuddin there, considering his great record in Syed Mushtaq Ali.
Sure, sure. I think this is my team as well. It would be pretty much the same. So what I would do is I would have like for like option replacements in case they don't perform. So obviously, if Jamieson doesn't perform, I'll have Kane Richardson coming in for him. If Christian doesn't perform, I'll have Daniel Sams coming in for him, which is he's a left-hand option, left-hand bowler, all-rounder option. Rest of all, I mean, Maxwell will play all matches because he's being paid that amount of money.
He should play all the matches. I mean, one of the things that I would like to change, even if somebody is not clicking, right? I would like
back them up.
Team management to back that player up, and show some faith in them. I'm sure that they will do well, and before it's not too late. If it's already too late this year again, then I would say then give chance to other youngsters as well.
Take an example out of CSK.
But I would not like to think that way.
CSK's textbook, the way they backed Shane Watson in 2018 season, and he paid them off in the final against SRH, hitting that tremendous 100 and winning them the cup. So last and final question, sir. Here's the thing. What do you think are the chances? I'd like to hear your thoughts first, and then I'll tell mine.
The chances are very bright. I think we missed marginally last year as well. I think we were playing very well, and at the last leg, that's where we faltered. And I would like to think the same this year. I see. I have high hopes this year, considering after 2016, this is the season where you see your top four. They can win any game for you.
Sure.
Right. And if none of them really click, right, then you have a very bad day. And you get 14 games, and I'm sure that at least these guys will take you home. So if Christian makes the cut till you're number 7, right, all of them can hit the ball, and you have such a good bowling combinations and options. Washington Sundar, we know that what he can do. Chahal is doing very well with one foreign bowling option. So I see that this is the team. It has the right combinations, and I would like to believe that they will lift the cup for us.
Sure. So I believe it is Mumbai versus RCB final. Okay. I think let's not talk about who will win the IPL. It's Mumbai. Forget about it. I'm just kidding. I'm an RCB fan, but nevertheless, I think this is a team that looks like it can definitely make it to the final. I have multiple reasons why. One of the top reasons why is look at the number of international players here, boys. 1, 2, 3. And Dan Christian has not played international, but he is an absolute legend of T20 leagues, veteran of T20 leagues. Everywhere he has gone, he has won titles in Nottinghamshire, in Big Bash, and in Caribbean Premier League and all that. So look at the number of international players in this team and tell me how this is not a team that will not make it to the finals. No chance, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, there is no way. I don't see any fault in this team.
Sure.
The only thing is like how they perform on a given day is what cricket is all about. Cricket is nobody's game. No matter how strong you are, every time you have to start from zero to build your innings. And I'm sure that this team can do really well.
And look at the number of bowling options we have here. Apart from these 5 proper bowling options, we also have the additional finger spin of Maxi and a decent Dan Christian for the death over. So we have 7 bowling options, 9 international players, 4 absolute gem of foreign players. I cannot, if RCB don't make it to the final this year, we should have some serious questions on the management and the captaincy of Kohli itself. I mean, this is a team to beat, in my opinion as well. So hoping on that, my dear RCB fans who are tuning into this podcast and other cricket fans, we hope that our team makes it to the final and hopefully lifts the cup and beat that dreaded Mumbai team, which is anyways going to make to the final. So that was a fun podcast, sir. Thank you very much for your time, for your presence on this podcast. It was an absolute fun chatting to you.
Same here, Najib. Thanks so much for the opportunity. And I'm sure that we will have another podcast very soon, maybe a midway, and see and assess the performance of the team. Or maybe we will celebrate once we are winning.
No, sir.
So see
Let's
you
be
around.
optimistic. Let's be optimistic. We will We will do a live on our YouTube channel if RCB wins. That would be a done deal. How about that?
Absolutely.
Oh,
My confirmation for that. I'm
perfect,
all game.
perfect.
And
Well,
I'm looking at making few reels and short that. And I would love to see everyone's face when we win.
awesome, awesome. So, see you on the day of the final, folks. Tune into this channel, subscribe, like, share. Before I let you go, sir, please tell us about your Instagram. Where can we find you? All that good stuff. Just if you can, very quickly for the
So
fans.
you can find me on Instagram. You can find me on YouTube.
Mm.
Just type Vishesh Khanna. That's my channel. Vishesh_Khanna 007 is my username for Instagram. You can also get me on Moz. So I create a lot of fun videos, all the trick shots using ping pong and cricket. I'm thinking to do something with, billiards as well as with
Mm.
archery, and I will make something really soon. So see you guys
Awesome.
around.
Awesome. Awesome. That's it from the podcast, ladies and gents. Till we see you next time with another episode. Till we see you next time with the final on the finals of IPL and RCB wins. Bye, everyone.